So, you've become interested in learning the path of the old gods. Maybe that you watch Vikings and now you want to raise your drinking horn and scream out "Skull" constantly. Please don't. Or perhaps you've seen one of the Marvel movies or shows about Thor and Loki and are curious about the real stories behind these gods. Whatever brought you here, you're looking for something deeper, something ancient, something real. The good news is, you've already taken the first step. Welcome. This path isn't about flashy shows or fictionalized battles. It's about discovering the strength, wisdom, and power that comes from walking in the footsteps of the gods. But before you dive in, there's a lot you need to know. And in this video, we're gonna break down the essentials you need to get started on your journey into Norse Paganism. Because this is how the heathen. You don't need anything to start this path. No fancy altar, no ancient bloodline, no secret initiation. All you need is the willingness to learn. That's it. Norse paganism isn't locked behind a paywall or hidden within some ancient priesthood. It's a path open to anyone who wants to walk it. The gods don't ask for perfection, only effort. You don't have to know everything right away. You don't need the right books or the right way to worship. All you have to do is start. And starting doesn't mean swearing an oath to Odin or performing some grand ritual under the full moon. It means being curious. It means asking questions. It means taking that first step towards understanding what this path is all about. The mistake so many people make when they first get interested in Norse paganism is in thinking that they need to buy their way into it. They think they need a hammer pendant before they've even read a single saga. They think they need a drinking horn before they've spoken a word to the gods. But the truth is, the gods don't care how much money you spend on Viking merch. They care about what's in your heart and in your mind. So before you go filling your cart with rune sets and overpriced mead, slow down, take a breath. This path isn't about looking the part. It's about living it. And the only way to truly live it is to learn. If you want to understand Norse paganism, start with the stories. Before you dive into modern interpretations or personal practice, you need to know where this path comes from. The Poetic Edda and the Prose Edda hold the foundation of the beliefs. The tales of Odin's wisdom, Thor's majestic battles, Loki's treachery, and the fate of the world itself. These aren't just old myths. They are the blueprints of the faith. They tell us who the gods are, what they value, and how they interact with humans in the world. Without them, you're building a house with no foundation. And here's the thing, these stories aren't easy. They don't hold your hand. They contradict each other. They leave things out. And they demand that you think for yourself. But that's the point. This path isn't about blind faith. It's about wisdom. It's about seeking, about understanding. That's why I recommend reading either Dr. Jackson Crawford's translations or Carolyn Larrington. They're both scholars, not practitioners, which gives them a level of academic neutrality that you won't always find in other versions. They don't filter the stories through a modern religious lens. They present them as they are, with historical linguistic context. Don't just read them, wrestle with them, question them, and then go ahead and read multiple translations. See how the meanings shift. Let the words challenge you, because before you can know what you believe, you need to know what was believed. The gods speak through these stories, so listen. And if you're looking for some modern wisdom that speaks to both the old ways and the modern world, well, the Modern Hob is for you. It takes the timeless lessons of Odin and presents them in a way that's raw, real, and relevant to today's struggles. Honor, strength, self-reliance, no fluff, no nonsense, just wisdom you can actually use. And presented in a traditional, skaldic, poetic structure in modern English. So grab your copy and walk the path with purpose. First link for my book is down in the description, and every copy sold helps fund the upcoming documentary, American Heathen. Once you start down this path, you'll quickly realize that Norse paganism isn't a single unified religion with a central doctrine. It's a collection of beliefs and practices inspired by the old gods, shaped by history and interpreted in different ways by modern practitioners. You'll hear terms like Asatru, Vanatru, Lokatru, Lokiism, and more. Some people focus on the Aesir gods like Odin, Thor, and Frigg. Others are drawn to the Vanir like Freyr and Freya, or even the Jotnar, seeing figures like Loki in hell as a worthy of honor. Some approach this path as a deeply religious practice, while others see it as more of a cultural or philosophical journey. Take Asatru, for example. It's one of the most well-known modern reconstructions of Norse paganism. But it means different things depending on where you are in the world. In Scandinavia, particularly in Iceland, the Asatru Félagið is a recognized government-supported religious organization that focuses on community, historical reconstruction, and inclusive practice. It has no racial requirements, no strict doctrine, and no push for a rigid belief system. Its members worship the old gods and honor the ancient traditions, but in a way that adapts to modern life. In America, however, Asatru has splintered into multiple fractions. Some groups stay true to the inclusive and historical approach, while others have been twisted by extremist ideologies, turning what should be a path of wisdom and strength into one of division and hate. This is where you need to be careful. If someone tells you that you must follow their version of this faith, or that your ancestry dictates whether you belong or not, they've already strayed from the true spirit of the old ways. So how do you navigate this? By finding your own connection to the gods in a way that is true to you. Some people build altars, some leave offerings, some speak to the gods in quiet moments of reflections, and others honor them through action rather than words. The gods don't demand perfection. They value effort, intention, and the strength of your spirit. If you feel drawn to a specific god, start there. Read their stories, learn their names, and figure out what they represent. Maybe it's Odin, the seeker of wisdom. Maybe it's Thor, the protector. Maybe it's Freya, fierce and independent. Or maybe you don't feel called to any one god yet, and that's okay. Let it be real. Let it take time. Connection isn't something you force. It's something you build. The gods walk with those who seek them, but it's up to you to take that first step. Once you start reading, once you start learning, you'll notice something. This path is not open as welcoming as it should be. There are people out there who try to twist these stories to fit their own agendas. Some will tell you that you need to be a certain race to follow the path. Others will insist there's only one true way to worship the gods. And then there are those who wear the symbols of this faith, not because they seek wisdom, but because they want to use it as a weapon. These are the wolves. If you take nothing else from this video, remember, Norse paganism is not a faith of exclusion. It's not about hate, superiority, or gatekeeping. The gods don't ask for bloodlines. They ask for honor. The ancestors don't care about your DNA. They care about your deeds. If someone tries to tell you otherwise, walk away. Because the truth is, the moment someone tells you that you must do something their way, that their version of this faith is the only one that matters, they've already strayed from this path. This is a faith of strength, wisdom, and community. And if you want to walk it truly, you need to learn to recognize those who would lead you astray. Once you've started learning and you know how to spot the wolves, the next step is finding your own connection to the God. And here's the truth. There's no single right way to do that. Some people build altars, some leave offerings. The gods are not sitting around waiting for you to get everything perfect. They care about effort, about intent, about the strength of your heart, not whether you get every ritual exactly right. When you're trying to connect with a certain god, read their stories, learn their names, and figure out what they represent. If you feel a pull towards Odin, explore wisdom, poetry, and sacrifice. If it's Thor, embrace strength, work out. Maybe it's Freya with a fierce independence and deep passion. Or maybe you don't feel called to any one god yet. Cool, take your time. If you spent any time in Norse pagan spaces, you've probably seen people talk about altars, Mjolnir pendants, oath rings, ritual tools, drinking horn. The list goes on and on. Some will tell you that you must have these things to be a real Norse pagan. That you need an altar covered in statues, a hammer around your neck, and a drinking horn in hand before the gods will take you seriously. Let's cut through that bullshit right now. You don't need a single physical object to walk this path. The gods don't care what's in your hands. They care about what's in your heart. That said, physical items can still hold a meaning. An altar can be a space to focus your thoughts. A hammer pendant can be a personal symbol of faith, piece of jewelry. And an oath ring can carry deep significance if you choose to take one. But these things only matter if they matter to you. An oath, for example, isn't just some casual promise. It's a commitment, a bond sealed by your word and your honor. Don't take one just because someone tells you to. Do it when and if it feels right. The same goes for any other object in your practice. If it helps strengthen your connection to the gods, to the ancestors, or the land frontier, if it serves as a reminder of your path, then it has value to you. But don't let anyone tell you that your faith is dependent on what you own. The gods demand action, not accessories. One of the first things you might hear when stepping into Norse pagan spaces is that you have to join a kindred. That without a group, without a community, you're not truly practicing. That's bullshit. While a kindred can be a powerful and meaningful way to practice this faith, it's not a requirement. The old ways were built on bonds of kinship and honor, but that didn't always mean large groups or formal organizations. Many of the most devoted followers of the gods walk their path alone, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. That being said, finding the right kindred, if you choose to, can be a beautiful thing. The key is to make sure it's the right group. A good kindred should be built on mutual respect, shared values, and a willingness to support one another. A bad one? Well, that's where the problems start. Watch out for gatekeeping, rigid hierarchies, or any group that tries to tell you that you must follow their version of the faith. And most importantly, be wary of any kindred that leads into extremism, nationalism, or racial exclusion. This path is about honor, not hate. Whether you walk it alone or with others, it's your choice. The gods do not require you to have a kindred. They require you to live with strength, wisdom, and integrity. At the end of the day, this journey is yours to walk. No one can tell you exactly how to do it, what tools you need, or who you must follow. The gods don't demand blind obedience. They demand action, wisdom, and honor. Whether you walk alone or with a kindred, whether you build an altar or simply speak to the gods in quiet moments, what matters most is that you walk with intention. Learn, grow, question everything, even what I tell you, and forge your own path. That's what it means to be a heathen. Now, if you got something out of this video, like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel fight the Heathen overlords that control the algorithm. And if you're wondering how to connect with the gods in a way that feels real, check out this video on how to pray as a pagan. And until next time, stay knowledgeable, stay learning, and stay fucking savage.